Testing the audio. Alright, audio is looking good. Let me just check the tags real quick. There we go. Alright. And with that out of the way, and because I cannot jump in the water, greetings, my disciples. I am back for more Final Fantasy XIV. I almost said whose line is it anyway, because I was watching that earlier. But I am back. And today, if you cannot tell from the title, I shall be becoming a rogue. Hello, Rose! Yes, after watching the rogues in action in the Leviathan chapter, I figured, you know what? I'm going to become a rogue today. If I have time, I might also complete the Dragoon quest line for A Realm Reborn, since I now have finally reached level 50 with my Dragoon character, but I shall worry about that later. For now, I need to go learn how to use two knives at once. The Beautiful Sisters of the Eldritch, the Funeral Saintly. Oh, fuck it off. Hang on, they were just some simple that. Now, proper look. You're alright, yeah. Yes, then I will become a ninja. Which is weird because from what I remember, someone in chat telling me, all these initial quests are like pirate based. I'm going to change from being a pirate to becoming a ninja. Which, okay, but whatever. And about Million Primals leaves its mark on the core, it does. Anyway, what are you doing here? And you must have an inkling what's going on, eh? Admiral sent you to meet with one of my associates after the business of Leviathan, if I recall. Oh, so he has new dialogue if I hadn't become one yet. Very nice. That's right, mate. You stand the entrance to the Rogues Guild. Of course, it would be a poor sort of underground organization if it was bleeding sign up on the front door. Anyway, from what Lady Uruguay told me, you're pretty handy in a scrap. She's off seen to some private business right now, but I reckon we might have some use for a bang-up cove like you. If you're just to join us, tip your daddles and put the hilt in one, just like the gods intend. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Absolutely. Got to see you're keen. Should probably warn you of a few points before diving in. Most of the guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be. We only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and you'll soon be neck-deep in scuffing knife fights. So people can scamper across the rooftops and build delis of the blunt, you best take up a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. Nope. Well, first off, I just realized I did need to extract materia from my shirt. And yes, I shall talk to you. Now I'm just imagining the rogue Lalafell staring down that one merchant from last stream and threatening to stab them in the ankles with knives. Then let's go after then. Bene. Told me you were meddlesome coves, and so it proved. You never answer that medal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jackie. He is our upright man, the master of the guild. You may now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Lord Norn whenever you wish to gain admittance. Ooh, very nice. I am the one that called Jackie. I'm surprised you heard of me. Perhaps it'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with what the Conley Cove has told you mine. Ah, the famous Aura. Old Lofty left patch let you in, did he? I can't throw a blade for shite, but that one I don't miss not when it comes to sizing up a dimber colt for the Stalin. Just one thing, you ain't a pirate, are you? Nope. Well then, it's time you were stalled onto the road. Put on your best beater cases, and I swear you and myself when you're ready. Now, if I could fill your waters with the storied history of our guild, but that's just one wields the wind. The most important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. And most folks, I'm assuming you among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lemurians. 2. You don't rock the crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade coals like they were chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are might murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. You might be thinking none of that amongst the Sacadobres now the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Blowfish's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. Oh, so they're basically sort of like a secret underground police that kind of polices the black market to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong call, and we steal them back. That's the job, not my lad. My naughty lad. Of course, we don't hog the twig when blade work's called for neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking coals with the pointy end. Well, we can unmark with poison, fade away, and strike into dark men's, whatever it takes to get the work done. Alright, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Yep. Alright then, first off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. Rogue needs to be light on his dude beats to stay on the mark's tail. The jug might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe which hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as would slip through a rook's rib. Here, take these stabs and let's see how you look at them. Just don't get so excited for your new toys you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised at how many cults come back to me with nothing but their bloody small cults. Wrong pipe. Still, that is a great way to lampshade the fact that every time you start a new class, you end up in your underwear. I do love the lampshading in this game sometimes. Oh, there goes my pants. I kind of look like a tourist than a rogue, but not bad, not bad. Nope. And I can extract some material from this. Nope. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie dipsy. I accidentally replaced my, Nope, that's not right either. There we go. I accidentally replaced my Dragoon with the other one. Alright, now let's actually do it for right this time. There we go. There. Rogue is actually a rogue now. Shut the daggers on top, cutting yourself. Well, off to a good start, I'd say. Get a feel for the weight and speed of your weapons. I reckon those bleeding cheats in the field outside them will serve your first lesson. Test your blades on a few of the lambs and slice up some rats and puggles for good measure. Mind that you mill Them beasties one at a time, though, lad. I know you've seen far worse in the past, but you're no dibber-dabber when the stabbers just yet. I am glad I waited to join the Rogues Guild. This is actually a really interesting way to kind of, like, build on what I've already done in the main story. I don't think any of the other classes have actually had that kind of world building to it, so I like it. Oh, other way. That's where the crystal is. To the Zephyr Gate. Alright, what did I just unlock? Shade Shift. Creates shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of maximum HP. Oh! Almost sort of like granting yourself armor in a sense. Good to know. Now then, Lost Lamb, I am sorry, but I must murder you. Bear my knives. Level 3. Level 4. I do like the movements though. That's level 5. Here, I may as well get the chain bonus while I'm out here. And then hunting log. Lower Nanosa, middle. Goblin Fisher, middle Lanosa, lower, middle. May as well do the fate, since they're actually part of a hunting quest anyway. Level 6. I want to get to at least level 10 before I head back to the guild. I will say, I do like the moveset so far of the rogue. It is interesting seeing them sort of like jump and flip around. Especially considering that my character's main class is usually just standing there and being a solid brick wall for the rest of my party. Knife. Nice to meet you. Level 7. Doing this fate was a great idea. Yep, and there's the fate. I've heard they're running away and it's like, oh, you started combat. It's like, really? Pretty sure they're running away in terror. Trying to remember where those grounded pirates. There they are. Oh, I know those are Magdrolas. Whatever. I learned Second Wind. Always good for restoring health. Oh, I only had to kill one of them. Oops. Stab and speed. Alright, that's that hunting log done. Now I just need to go fight some crabs. Crabby, crabby. I shall soon become the king of crabs. Assuming my inventory does not fill up in first. There's a giant enemy crab. Be sure to attack its weak point for massive damage. Are there any other where I currently am? That's lower. Oh, there's the goblin somewhere in the middle. That's lower. That's lower. Okay, so there are some goblins somewhere near Summerford. I feel like I've fought them before, but I can't quite remember where they are. Not in there, apparently. There they are. I'm trying to remember if I don't think I've actually had a hunting quest for goblin fishers before. Oh, I only have to kill the one. Okay. Actually, I'll head back to Limsa now. I'm level 9, so that's enough for the next quest. And then when I head out next, then I can work on doing some more and hopefully getting up to level 15. Please. Assuming the next quest doesn't just immediately get me up to level 10. Whee! Whee! Yep, I'm heading in. I actually wonder if the dialogue had been different if I had been in the Rose Guild when I introduced the lady to them. Then moan about. You never obeyed practice, young colt. In fact, I'm even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself against the lot and you'll soon learn new steps to your dance with the daggers. You must think yourself a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will only have you plodding about like an ungainly archers, so make sure you're wearing gear that let you move freely as well. Alright, get a blade up to scratch your arm, I might just have a job for you. Next rogue quest is available at level 5, which, what do you know, I am over level 5. Bronze daggers. Oh, there are. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're ready for You're good and ready for your first assignment. Alright, I'd stow me wares and let you go and work on your own, but seeing as you're only just dragged into the shadows, might be a couple things you aren't familiar with. Let's build on like you do know, and that's the fact the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in the Minsa. Okay, so he does respect the Admiral. So why do you think there's still so many sudden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for him to loot the pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply the theocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the Algos come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Golean Empire. That actually kind of makes sense, honestly, given how they're at war, but of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. We just fill their hold with Imperial plunder, then sail it back to Limsa to offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their rambles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was worked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you recall, this don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, just prepared for a visit from the rogues. Speaking of visit the rogues, underfoot, over here, lad. Adorable tiny pirate. I want the pair to work together on this. Pass sentence on the code to find rooks and bite back that Magitech part. What's the cult need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, aren't you? This is Aura's first assignment. You have to go along and give them the benefit of your wisdom. Since when am I in charge of new? Bugger it. So I guess we'll be partners from now on. The name is Permu Herdimu, but most supposers call me Underfoot. Might seem a touch reluctant, but Permu is one of our best. Just do as he says and you'll get the job done. Affirmative. Excuse me. First, actually, I'm going to see if I have better gear I can put on. Hooray, a new ring. Alright, me young good, seems your first official outing. I want to be sure. Again, steps are up to the task. Them short blades, you need to get good and close with the mark eye. But we ain't bleeding swaths and shiny armor, and the lighter kit we wearing ain't much protection from the click to the game. Again. So if you don't fancy spilling blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up landing in a nasty clout. Sliding around the flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The Shade Shift, clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury stabbers in their gut. Right, now it's time to put the lesson to practice against some of those Orlean out in the lower Lenosa. Hope you're paying attention, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy! Alright, so a bit more training before the actual mission begins, it seems. Ah, the joys of jogging. Whee! Alright, there's that part of the class. Now I'm going to do a little bit of hunting since I'm already here. I hunt you down. I think one of the other things I needed to defeat was bats, so into the bat cave. I have so many spare parts to sell after this. Actually, I'll probably take care of that when I head back to the city. Hide. Oh, and leg sweep. Come on, rogue. Hide. Blend of your surroundings, making it impossible for most enemies to detect you, but reducing movement by 50%. Has no effect on enemies 10 levels higher than you, or certain enemies with special sight. Cannot be executed while in combat. Effect ends upon use of any action other than sprint. Sprint or upon reuse of hide. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, is this the action that my brother used in like my first stream when he was tormenting me by flying around with the mounts and then using his glow sticks when I was coming out of the gladiators guild? Difficulty rank unlocked. Nice. Now if that's sorted, I'll teleport back to Limsa. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth keeping, so I'll quickly sell that and then head on back to the guild. How do I get these grade 3 blends of things? I'll sort out the rest of my inventory later. Right now it's back to the Rogue Guild. Yep, let me in. Practice in it. The sting of tentacles buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? And now you got your blood rush, and it's time to get down to work. First thing first, you need to track down the adult codes with Rook the Magitech gadget. If you want to, might be as one of our rogues or something, the guild thrives on the information you see, and leave agents scattered far and wide with their gazes keen as the waters in the ground. Let's pay a visit to Idawan at the Drowned Wench. Ask her for a weak ale, and she'll see what that gets you. I'm not setting you for a laugh, lad. Trust me. This is definitely one of the more interesting guilds that I've joined so far. Some of the others, of course, were pretty interesting, but it definitely kind of just reeks a bit more of like secrecy and like spy missions and stuff. Where's it? Oh, it's probably near the Axe Castle. Feels like the Axe Castle crystal is like playing triple duty for the Drowning Wench, the two blacksmithing guilds, and well, the Grand Company area. Drowning Wench, what's your pleasure, sir? Weak ale. My days. May have some strong, some cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. As if our usual ale is too bold for your taste, perhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu. Aye, there's quite a lot to offer a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular you would like help with? Ah, the trouble with Magitech loot? It was not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dainty mannerisms and have a preference for seizing glaring machinery. They are also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beast-man camp in the middle of Lenosa to fetch their goods. And the goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark XIV anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. You need to steal the device back, and your trail leads to the Goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lad. Meet me across the road from the camp so we plan our next move. I think my kid Droga was just shaking his butt at us. There we go, I have some better boots. I'm looking slightly more roguish. I am a rogue, a paragon of stealth. Also, I have a go-kart. You're knocking down, Nora. It's snitching the action across the way there. No signs of monsters, but I can see the gambler's cove stuffing the growing gadget into his backpack. Knew the one would steer us all right. This is your chance, lad. Caught the goblin Gobby and grabbed at the vice. Yeah, I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking the sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might save you from getting an eyebrow singed off. Don't mind me just running through. Oh, what do you know? It was the one on the left. So that there's nothing for me to do but sit in my dials and watch. You got the goods then? Alright, this is the device, no mistaken. Let's get back to the guild. Yeah, we still demolish bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to lower the price of Jackie. Use your hand to snatch the goblin's paws. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon the goblin colony. It's supposed to be sought, but to wet our throats with fine habitations. It's not stand, Captain. Our vilely flinched wound has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and brother, my blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall soon be made to pay, and pay dearly with me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! It almost sounds like they're talking like Hildebrand, and I don't know what to make of that. I wonder what the guards think when they just see an adventurer who saved them from the Leviathan riding a shark into the city. Whee! My goal today is to get to at least level 15 with the rogues. Well on the path to becoming a ninja. Get inside? Yep. Excuse me. Yep, here's the mechanism. Now, bot. Bad. Ah, still in one piece. One Piece 2. Then, well, for your first assignment, lad, doesn't look like much, but the crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the ruffians. We've yet to do for the Ninja Demolishers, Jackie. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, it's not all expected from inside of a covenant. You must be at least. And who might you be, sirs? It is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. I shall reveal the infamous name and drink to injudicious terror. We are the deadly, dastardly, and dictionary devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. And you say we want to walk into the middle of the guild? He's just like, really? Can't I say there's the cat who misappropriated our merchandise? Incur, he's the self-named Templeton whom we trailed unnoticed his very establishment. Surprise, surprise! Dear dainties, let's not be unpleased. We should endeavor to resolve this tasteful without resorting to insults or less diplomatic methods. I will esteem them. You there, Queen Chick Iron Boy, we have fell and fetched your superior. Your cause has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Ooh, an errand boy now, am I? Don't make Captain. Just what kind of place do you think this is, then? Well, I suppose a matter of covenant. The one-eyed woman named it Dutiful Sisters of Endless or some such. It was your mistake. Fate has sealed the moment you dragged your sorry corn across the threshold. Don't name me boy, my fellows with infinite tongue. Exhausted ourselves of dainty today, lad. Show these fraudulent sisters how we demolish deals with upstarts. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Still don't understand, do you? There are but 3 short calls with the men let pass. Clients, recruits, God spits. Okay, off! Oh, don't underestimate him. Think about teaching that to interrupt the lady when she's talking. You learns that the 3rd sort of call is a bollocks for brains mark, what marches himself right to the rogue's den. Oh, I like those nice rogues, but we were so careful. Tales of the Pirates' Day, stories about merciless race who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadow. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. This captain of Dayton Monsters won't so easily cowed. Those of your deceptions. It's all for my fallen comrades. This is so much more dramatic than literally everything else in all the other guilds I've been to so far. Deception, anyone you meet could be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. I honestly thought these guys might have been like part of the quest for the rest of it, but no, they're just dead. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. Oh, he's probably going to be a problem though later, but that wasn't even an effort. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limson's ever-charming underbelly, where the thieves shed their skin and become rogues. That is one heck of an introduction, I will say. It was also kind of epic, but not much for discussing the old days. But since it come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves, what protected the code, were drimmer dabbers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods, what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under the cover of darkness. Upright thief became the title of these codes, what dealt with sanctioned stealers and milling. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the Buccaneers' life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Blowfish took the Admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. It became the Rogues Guild to mark the change, and altered our recruiting policy to accept adventurers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you're done with this assignment, keep up the good work and you'll go far in the shadows. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I love this guild right now. It has a lot more like going on in it than some of the other guilds. We got better daggers. Alright, let's do the next quest. Bronze Base Lords. Another assignment, I see. I would probably just let them walk in because they were the marks we had to go find anyway. Fine evening to you, or a finer evening for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneer scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as this ain't lawful to cloy from the limits invested to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon the daft coves after their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right here on the dock, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us do the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow lumpsons and all that. So this is your assignment, me natty lad. Find out where the weapons went and bite the shipment back. Seeing as the cutters hit the merchantman are already rotten in the irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers and stabbing. Want this job handled quick and quiet, have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. The red-haired girl. This here's Vicky the Stray. Ain't no other rogue can match her in the art of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vicky? You seem a bit out of sorts. Thought he's starving. Have one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled pasties they make in Bismarck. When I got back from your work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh. Was that Vicky? I thought it was Underfoot's. I'll just head on the job and see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jackie. Alright, one more little detail you should know. These muskets were meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is Bobby just hands the goods to one of their calls directly. Understood. When the guild master accidentally eats your sandwich. Whenever you're ready. Call keeping a wattle out for all that might help us, but just have a few wins with them first. You'll find her at the Hayland, posing as a fishmonger. Hi there, sir. We got trout, lobster, and shrimp. But here to tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, skinny kind with bark put up looking on his arse. We don't sell that kind, but you might want to try them foreign merchants. What were they called again? The Traders of Edge. I like the rogue so far. The class quests are definitely a lot more interesting than some of the other guilds, like a lot more like story based, which I quite like. And the playstyle is pretty interesting. I'll have to definitely see how it evolves over the course of the levels, but so far I do kind of like it. They are from the South Sea Isles, known for dealing with all types of nasty spitters and cutters. Should warn you, the folks ain't one for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods that come from below decks, so to speak. But if you're keen to get your hands on the rare fish, then you best hurry. The edge merchant was visiting Olympus, was looking to load up and leave the city before long. Just always meant to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. With all the iron blades and nurses in operation, makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition. I'm sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as best you can to learn a little more of the folk around town. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of the merchants been staying in this city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. Trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how curs cackle when they think no one else is around. We'll focus on the places we see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks, and the East Hawkers Alley. I'll try my luck a few other spots and meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hitting, keep quiet, keep your waddles open. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm gonna have to use the hide emote. Or not emote, the hide ability. Gonna head over to Culinarian's Guild. Diving Dove appears to be distressed. Approach while cloak up your hide and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. Seeing the customer's face, does he think he can command this sell out the cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Sea, but hearing them so folks appreciate a fine because they can't be rushed. Come now, Dove. You mean to speak ill of patrons? What was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Another sandwich. Actually, that's a question I'm wondering now. If you're hidden, does that mean that you'll get a critical strike when you first hit an enemy, or is it just a way of sneaking into dangerous areas? Well, for quality, sir, we have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Zoria, but you can't visit them without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some fresher squeeze and some orange juice, or perhaps famed salt cod more your taste? Alright, so nothing there. Just my sensitivity. What that I had stayed at the wench for an extra pint instead of returning early. Didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what the merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Reports of yellow jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Welcome back. Hope your soaking went well. There might be an angel left with the dagger's cult, but any rogue what suns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky cook and knows about without risking a scrap or slip himself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment, part distraction. And you won't be disappearing in a cove that already knows you're there. Alright, done prowling. What did you manage to learn from the musket friend? Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? What you heard from the chef at the Bismarck, the trade means to hop a twig and soon. This matches me on finance. He vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure he won't be leaving without his merchandise, so here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost and garble them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the dump drum quiet under the cover of darkness, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Alright, let's go. Yep, I'm gonna stop my controller. How am I supposed to... Oh, I'm hidden. I'm just gonna shove these 3 boxes into my pockets. That's supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep the jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. Okay, there's my crate of muskets. It's gone. Howdy. I look so smug. Thief, stop him, you little sluggers. What am I paying you for? Bye. I look so smug. I just like... Oh, here comes more of them. These scoundrels. You're the one who stole stuff. We're just returning it. Third. Pass them your squads and your wing. Make good CL jackets. Meet your friend of the guild once it's gone. Oh wow, there's a lot of hired guys here. I like the music too. Here you go. One case of muskets for you. No muskets, quartermaster will be pleased. Duty complete. That was actually a very fun quest, rather than just, like fighting my way through. I actually had to be sneaky. I gotta say, I am liking the rogue's quest quite a bit more than some of the other guilds' quests, where it's just like, oh, go here, do the thing. It's like, no, they're quite a bit more inventive. Excuse me. Someone in the chat is telling me to make sure I hydrate. Thank you for your concern, citizen, but I have a huge bottle of water next to me. Turned Harry, didn't it, Colt? Once you reach the Yellow Jackets, though, the merchant's called off his blaze, wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here, let's head inside and tell Jackie the Benny news. The Benny news. Oh, they can't do it on Steam? On stream? Heard the sounds of fighting coming around outside, now just will the cause. Oh, okay. Well done, cause. Thought you were aiming for subtle on this job. No, good to know. That May Swaz was there, but you got your Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? No way to become the first-class rogue, Aura. The job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Sulking might be slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Okay, fair enough. I gotcha. Speaking of unexpected developments, a bit of bad news for you, Vicky. What's up? Search high low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has gifted your sandwich, so it's not but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich! It was a Bismarck special! You know how I was looking forward to that meal? My brother's about to ready to cave in on itself. Tried to do the highest order of love, and you know I can't bear to see rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. A freshly made biscuit special finger sandwich. Do that for me, not just yapping at me on your Jackie. This ain't no different matter. It's a killer's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are in their best for the job. Jackie, there you go. Got the sandwich you ordered. Get this. And didn't get the chief. And didn't the chief give me a wayful when I said I was hungry? Maybe next time you could think twice before yapping about rogue stuff. Oh, bollocks! Oh, Jackie's doomed. Jackie, did you eat my supper? Lala felt panic. No, that's not something hasty. Fresh sandwich right for you. No harm done, eh? Why that's what belongs to me, Jackie. I can't ignore the code. That's the code. We mustn't ignore the code. Yeah, for last one. Last? This must be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. Okay, that confirms that this is better than most of the other guild quests I've had so far. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Aura. The code exists to preserve the peace of Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. The city's a home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. Pointed lesson, head inside. Yeah, your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God, piss, these ropes are tight! Now we found ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. Uh-oh. Someone doesn't like this. The propriety of it all. Or that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. We got back your stolen goods, lady! So she's probably going to be the main problem later on. That was great. Ah, the roast beef chase marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free. That's the last time I let my belly do the thinking. And just think, Veep strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves, well and truly stomp on the code, get far worse. Keep up your training, lad, and soon you'll be handing out rogue justice yourself. Now I look more roguish. Very good. And now for hunting. Off to God's Grip and Lower Lenosa. I want to get to at least level 15. Especially after how entertaining that last quest was. Be gone. Ah, Bloodbath, which will let me. What is it? Oh yeah, that lets it that way. Every ability heals me a bit. Right, there's another hunting log. Are there any others in Lower Lenosa? Let's see. West. Lower. God's Grip is down here. West. Upper. And upper. Okay, so most of them are in the west and then 2 are in the upper. And that should definitely be enough to get me up to level 15 so I can complete this quest. How is it that I managed to only aggro this one and the other one's still just talking like the other guy didn't run off to go get stabbed with 2 knives? Level 13. Western. I'll go to Swift Perch first. Bling! Bling! Slice it and dice it. I can see why they chose to have Thanacred and the other, and the Dragon Lady be rogues, because it definitely make for flashy cutscenes. Did I already beat the Roselings? Yes. Okay, I need sewer moles. And what do you know? Sewer moles and fat dodos, both in the right area. Oop. Actually, I guess I'll go do this fate first. You can't hit me. I'm a shadow. Ow, you hit me. Having birds tonight, boys. Thankfully, at least so far, I haven't had the same problem I had at the Dragoon of just constantly missing my attack. But this guy is, like, I think one level below me, so we'll see how it goes if I fight enemies that are higher level. Begone! Cha! Level 14. Oh, trait acquired. All focus. Let's see what that is. Reduces damage taken when falling. Oh, all fours. Okay. That's interesting. And why do I have a feeling that's going to play a role in something? Okay, those go the dodos. Now, what other enemies must I defeat in the west? No buzzards. I'm not fighting all 6 arms. Puckatchelings, of course. Always need to fight Puckatchelings as part of a hunting quest, it seems. At least for the Limpsa ones. It probably helps that I have a character that's at level 60, so all the experience I'm getting definitely goes much faster. Okay, there are the Puckatchelings. And one more hunting quest should be enough for me to level up, so we can then do the level 15 road quest. hedge moles. Forgot about these things. I want to know what part of biology allowed something to evolve that could shoot spikes out of its back at its enemies. And with that, we go to the next quest, Stifled Screams. Well, that doesn't sound dramatic or anything. Alright, let's see what level 15 gets me. Inside, yep. I shall learn Throwing Dagger. Very nice, very nice. I'll just go up and see. We have some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling underfoot and the stray in on it as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jackie, the client arrived. Guess this comes from the Maelstrom Command with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. Afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 7 days ago, when an emancipated maid stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. When questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village and abducted him and many others to sell on the black market auction block. Oh jeez. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found his village almost completely destroyed, with a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, thus did his unkind fate escape our notice until now. I think the pirates never heard of the code. Village in honest calls and dipping their wicks into slave trade, they're heading right way for a good stabbing. Though it ain't set down so many wids, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those that raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were Coles, but fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you become what it was you hated most. So, the mark for us then? That we do. From the description given to us by the escaped villager, we determine that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. Oh boy. This just reminds me of the slavers from the like the Sorcerers Guild, not the Sorcerers, whatever they were. Not important right now. So it appears, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lumsden citizens have fallen prey to the wicked slavers. The letter happened right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to his ignominy, but merely tracking down the poor souls who have been sold is proving heavily taxing on our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants to liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so in the utmost discretion. Consider it done. If those nasty codes feel our short blades pricking into their backs, don't enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Velvet, you two will lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the coals have already been sold. Or you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Agreed. I also like that this is kind of like detailing why exactly the Rogues Guild is still allowed to exist, because it helps with matters like this that are more delicate and could incite a panic if they became widely known, at least until after the fact, or at least until it is resolved and it can be released publicly after the fact. Our client tells us joint merchants set sail from Outport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just muttering and then putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew will be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of cattle. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping around the rough Mars and Lower Lenosa. There's a Ben Cove over at the Morbay dock by the name of Swartzen. Looks like we know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his gaze keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle. I'll join you as soon as I like. Whee! Oh yeah, I was just here to defeat Leviathan a little bit ago. Oh, now that is some cool chocobo armor right there. God, looks like a demon chocobo. That is some epic armor right there. Swartzen. I swear, who came up with the names in Limsa again? I know who you are. What else wants to do for you? I did not join merchant slavers. Ah, that explains a few things. Keep an eye on the bus around the dry docks, you see, when I spied an old trail off in the distance. The rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke with four skinny lass. I've seen with curls less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. That's what you're saying about slavery. Business is true. The giant merchants are not going to walk his charges all the way to the market. No, he's like he got a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. Doesn't leave you much time. So Jackie's on his way. You best go ahead. I'll point him right direction when he gets here. A duty, maybe? Or is it just going to be... No, it might just be a cutscene. Came through for this. Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. So then move, I told you. My peg like grandma always quicker than you miserable sacks of shite. Maybe just thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens if you try and be generous patience. Alright, please, no more beatings. Walk as fast as I could, but we need food, water. Get on the boat and shop in your trap. Get your family and reach the other side. Side? What are you talking about? Where are you taking us? You challenge me or just playing dance? I told you, keep your bleeding mouth shut. Sorry, I need to. It's kind of sleeping again. This is Ed Alport, alright? That's when me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want lads, others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep the rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scraping the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care that that's both. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded to the joy. Merchantmen sailed off to God knows where, and Limsa be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty bin with one last big gulpful of sweet Limsa sea breeze. Gah! Sort of tempted to put a blade to his eyes now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let them guide us to his mates in Allport, then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. Try a merchant get their due, don't you worry about that. They're gone. Let's hurry to Allport. Once you got a quicker way, there's a ferry that leaves Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the ways, lad. Yeah, you do that, I'll warp. Honestly, riding a dragon to confront slavers just feels fitting. Just have my mount eat their head off. Nope. Nope. Alright, the droid moment goes still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their oppression in plain sight. Boil this brass eye, but it's an old slaver trick. See, even if some code recognizes their merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent like, while their mate is marched off to cry. Cruckles, and you can bet the threatened bloody murder for any prisoner what raises you a cry. Patience now, Colt. You have to wait until we're sure all the Blackbirds arrive. Meanwhile, you better sharpen their stabbers when you're busy ahead of us. Alright, I'm ready. I always enjoy taking down slavers in video games. Just such a horrible profession. Won't be long enough, just to have to hope there aren't any stragglers. It's a costly cult. The merchant's disguise is pointing his old ventures and have set up themselves in 3 separate rooms in Alport. How do we whittle down which covens are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the dawdles on that big swill of coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact type with the nasty sod the Strand had on. That'll be how we find each other in a crowd. Also, that's also how we whittled down each of the bastards we're staying. Just squinch his hopeless gazes at the company they keep, and you can be sure they found their mark. Here's your job laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants, quick and dirty like, and get the captives the bleeding lives back, alright? Oh, the storm door can force open. Some thief and sod's been at the ale. Can't have gotten far, but the lads do a sweep of the port. What's that merchant? Go and pacified ale? They think to be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, ultimately to their bloody oaths. Now I got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the dark, must have a feeling they'll act first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can past each of the common rooms, and we'll use the telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mine, so let's not stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid the yellow jackets. I'll let you take the lead after you. Oh, I like this. It's like a stealth mission. Defeat the jolly merchants and free the captives. I got you. And no one else noticed. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Hush. I'm a shadow. You never knew I was here. This is so cool. God, this guy's right in the middle of the bar. But how did you... Surprise! You see the chef's cowering. I'm free? Yep. I love how no one else seems to notice or care. That one is off. Oh, we found the two that were taken. Good. Kicking the balls. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome. So the last time, you didn't even need my help. Back to the shadows, lads. Nope, no. No, because it's open working for non-working there. Ah, where these clothes come from? Oh my god, where are they all coming from? He's standing on the table while we fight. Duty complete. Meanwhile, the other guy over there is like cheering, "Woo! Get him! Get him!" Alright, what's up? Not bad night's work, eh, Or? Natural's been taking care of the poor coals we free, and I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. If they're jolly merchantmen, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it will be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lad, our part in this is done, time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye, there's something else we can do for you, miss. Maelstrom's squads to take you home, that's what you're worried about. I just want to say thank you. You're welcome, my lady. If I may, there was one thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, the dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. There's something about another raiding party that hasn't made it back yet. I beg your pardons? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lenosa, and being so close to Alport, our captors assumes they were out rounding up cattle till the last bell. Just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering. Please, there's naught you can do. Certainly is, miss. You'll just get yourself home safely and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. Pray for your success. Thank you again. So much for saving our victory pint. Send word of the development underfoot at the stray. We have some well-earned trade for the last of those jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Laura? I think it's time you learned how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughings, you often find the need to swing cove from a distance. I'm sure a canny lad like yourself can figure out all sorts of uses for well-thrown dagger. Just keep in mind for when we hunt down the rest of the slavers. Agreed. Throwing dagger! I can now yeet a knife across the field, like Thanacrad. Oh, I can just go right into the next quest. Mug. Delivers an attack potency, increases target's damage taken by 5, increases chance of additional items being dropped by target if Mug is dealt before or after the finishing blow. Oh, so I can actually deal it after I finish off an enemy? Well, that's fun. Those last few Jolly Merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in Western Nosa. Now, if I was a black-blooded, guild-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but swinging pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates invited to trespass from Fistback territory. And they won't want to chance run off patrols near Alport. That just leaves us east? The flock? Likely nestled down in the ruins out amongst the dodos. That's where we try to pick up their trail. You head over and still to the place where I send word to the Sisters of the Maelstrom. Agreed. But now, I know. Ah, yes, I look very roguish now. Slave to the code accepted. Oh boy. It's right to it. Please help our child. Alright, let's see what's going on. Freeing us, we've had it here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. It's interesting looking dodos you got there, Aura. No sign of the merchants, though, The leader mentioned heading over to Outport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. There's all those hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee from this place before they return. You were to slide and set loose our wayward prizes, More purple gloves. Stand this thing. Half a crew lodged in Outport, and not one of them survived the night. Then a couple sneaky curs would fare the short blades, they say. Supposing that was you two. Seems you have bone to pick for our choice of trade. I can't say I have much use for slavers, except the place to bury me knives. No, they wouldn't bother themselves waiting on your ship to come back, neither. The jolly merchants are done for. Yeah, the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them once bring us. I have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, Shadow? You're worth a shilling bloody fortune. And you're me to thank for helping you learn the true worth. Ignore the bleeding side. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? You're about to learn the consequence of the breaking the code, and the discussion is likely to get messy. Hoi! You don't think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the dark, Mask, but the shadows are always listening. That is a good battle line. Stow your words and draw your steel. Oh, I thought she must have healed herself right before I hit her. Kick. Always more of them. They got dodos? Birds move slow, but they have a nasty pack. Throw your bloody daggers, lad. Oh, I throw multiple knives. How do they train these things anyway? I love how the throwing knife isn't just one. I just apparently have like 80-something knives on my person, and I'm just throwing them. This is literally the random BS Go meme made personified. More of them? Oh, okay, we got backup. I was afraid that the captain was in danger for a second there. He was getting pretty low on health. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. You're someone would come. You're just the heroes in the stories. We drive the perfect time and triumph over villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. So now, me and the coves here, we're the ones what scary folks are afraid of. That's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shrink your chores or get into fights. If you ever break the codes and betray your mates, that's when we'll come after you. No matter how fun you run or how much you hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. Gotta say, I'm digging all the tattoos they have. Shrug. Oh, you do a good skull and all. Sorry we beat you to the punch, lady. Assume your citizens were abducted by the Jolly Merchants. Captain, when we have the Yellow Jackets, Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. Don't worry, they're fine. It's alright, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. Let's not get left behind. That Lalafell, though, was suspicious of me, so I have a bad feeling that she's going to be a problem. What else, Captain? Word on a new job? Job for me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat mind my ladder. I seem kind of shocked at that. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Outport into a slaughterhouse with dog ages? Must employ assassins to enforce the law. Is this continued deliverance with the underworld miscreants such as you that prevents themselves from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection? If we weren't here, they would be worse. Look at the weapons you bear. Civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perhaps crunch them twixt your teeth when you swig over the rails like pirates you hunt? Fair City has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. Well, I don't think that's any of your decision, lady. The only champions of justice in this nation requires are the violent and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Okay, I do not like her. That grin is kind of creeping me out a little bit. Jackie, what the bloody hells does this Cole want with us? What the fuck is idea, love? Just smile and nod. Not gonna want to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rose Guild. Heed my words well. Just before the dawn this very morn, a Maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures nigh incalculable worth. That most distresses my mortal colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you a contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally pronounce an abolition of the Rose Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of limits and limits that does not violate your beloved code. That smile is just so punchable. Not mistaken, you have no choice but to rise to the occasion, unless of course you mean to slink back to your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. And it's extremely punching. Alright, you're screeching true. Made your bloody point. You'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Well, I know what the next 3 quests are going to be about. Their paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limps and Misses is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow dweller ne'er-do-well. What now, Jackie? For right now, we head back to the sisters. At least I know what the next 3 quests are all going to be about. Reclaiming those treasures from Miss Derpy Derp. Although, knowing her, we're probably going to get close to getting 2 of them, and then she's going to swoop in at the last second and grab them, or some such. Well, actually, I don't know how it's going to go. But I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. Though I'm not going to do any more roguing today after I complete this quest. Instead, I plan to go and finish the level 50 Dragoon quest, so I can become a full Dragoon, at least for the time being. For a wee lass, that Milla's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done with the pirate stock. Don't think kindly the Cole's pulling me strings, but the shoe is right, the code's been broken and we have a job to do. From the sounds of it, though them coves knew what they were about when they coined them treasures. I'll need you at your best. This time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give you more than what you'd get if you splashed a plane knocked him on his arse. Me and the lad been busy whittling the story on the biting baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? I just realized this skill is actually going to be really important probably when it comes to getting certain items from certain enemies. So I'm looking forward to that. You know what? I need a new hat. Oh wait, I can't wear that new hat. Darn it! If that is a level 15 quest, why did you give me a level 16 item? Meh. Oh well. Right then, it's time to go dragooning. Oh, nope. And I go all the way to the frozen north.